know there are far more serious things going on in the world today, but I still really need a haircut.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra, and today I'm bringing to you part 2 in the Duping My Wishlist series. Today we're talking about Sephora, and my previous video, which I'll link in the cards and in the description box, was my ULTA wishlist. To my channel, welcome. My hair doesn't normally look this bad. And I'm so happy to have you here. I hope you will consider subscribing before you leave. It is totally free and it helps you find all of my videos in the future when I upload Tuesday through Friday. So today we are going to be duping my Sephora wishlist from my very own collection of makeup. Like I said, if you missed it, I have already done this with my ULTA wishlist. I did successfully dupe 5 products off of my ULTA wishlist, which I promptly crossed off. So today we're looking at Sephora, and I just want to encourage you that this video is not about you going out and buying the dupe, whether it's more or less monetarily. This video is to encourage you to do the same thing with your wish list and look at your own collection and see what you can cross off.
There's some very rude birds outside. Oh shoot, I forgot to turn my fan off. Sorry. Okay. Somebody's Twitter-pated out there.
I also wanted to mention that something that I kind of talked a little bit about, or will talk about, I'm not for sure when the video is going up, in my April in review, is that I'm trying to really look critically at the things that are catching my eye right now or tempting me to purchase them. Whether I'm like really wanting the thing and then, you know, thinking about whether it would add value to my current collection, or if I'm just curious, just want to try it, or just want to review it on my channel. So we're kind of going to also look at these things from my wish list today through that lens. And the first one, to be honest, is probably falls in the latter category. Something that I'm curious about, something that I just want to try the formula, something that I haven't tried from a line of products that I love, and that is the Natasha Danone Mini Bloom Blush. This retails for $19. It is a mini and it's a really beautiful blush. Actually, really similar to the blush that I'm wearing today. So I did find 2 dupes for this product, which is great. I can cross this one off my list. And both of these can be bought individually, but I happen to have these 2 blush in palettes. So the first one, and the one I am wearing today, is the Becca Afterglow palette, the Sunset Edition. And the blush, if I can get it open, that I'm talking about is this one right here called Snapdragon. Now, the thing that has really struck my fancy, not only seeing the Natasha Danone blush online, but also in reviews and tutorials thus far, is that it's a really beautiful coral blush with a golden sheen. And this definitely fits that bill. And the thing I like about this Snapdragon one is that, well, I mean, it looks quite blingy in the camera, but that's studio lighting. But it's not, it doesn't have chunks of glitter or anything like that. Like, this has a beautiful golden sheen. And to be frank, I haven't used this very much. I picked this up at Marshall's. I wanted it because I wanted to try the 2 blush that are in here. You also get a teeny tiny bronzer in Capri Coast, which I've finished a mini of before, and then you get these 2 highlighters. This is Champagne Pop, which is the one I'm wearing today, and then this is like an exclusive color called Crystal Gold. So that was the first one. However, if you don't have Snapdragon, you might have NARS Orgasm in your collection. They've given it away multiple times for birthday gifts from Sephora. It's frequently on promotion at Sephora and so on, and that is this one right here. Now the difference about the NARS blush over the Becca Snapdragon is I would say that the gold sheen is a little bit more glittery or shimmery versus glowy. And it also doesn't have quite as much of a coral base to it. So this is more like a flush or a wash of a coral tone with a golden reflect, a strong golden reflect, which has actually in the past been something that I didn't love. However, if you did have NARS Orgasm and you didn't feel like it had enough base pigment to it, I did also think that you could use a blush, like a straight up coral blush if you have one. For example, Benefit California. I happen to have one of those in a palette as well. It has no sheen, but it is that coral base color. So I absolutely could layer that underneath the NARS Orgasm, and I think it would have a really similar effect to Snapdragon. And I'm actually so pleased with Snapdragon that I have no want for this Natasha Danone one. I'm curious about the formula, but I think it's going to be really similar to a lot of glowy blush formulas. It's going to feel more like an eyeshadow versus like a satin or luminous blush.
I'm very animated today.
So I can happily cross that one off my wish list, and let's move on. Oh, by the way, the NARS Orgasm individually is $30, and Becca Snapdragon, I forgot to look up, so I'll put the price on the screen if it's still available. I'm not for sure. But those are two pretty popular blush that, you know, have had their heyday here on YouTube, so probably some of us have them. The next product is something that I have actually tried. I did get a little promotional size of this product, used it up, and have determined that the other product I found is definitely a dupe for the product that I'm talking about.
This is all very vague, isn't it?
The product on my wish list is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Powder for $45, and it comes in 3 shades, which is terrible. I have tried, like I said, a little promotional side of this powder, and that was enough to kind of show me the texture and what I liked it for. I got maybe a week's worth of usage out of that little sample, and so it's enough to tell me that the number 7 Lift and Luminate Triple Action Translucent Finishing Powder is a dupe, like doopy. And Jessica Braun agrees with me, so it must be gospel truth. And it looks like this. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I have completely worn away the number 7 imprint on this. This was in my Shop My Stash for March, and so I got a lot of use out of it. But I determined that I like this for the exact same purpose as the Charlotte Tilbury, and that is for setting under my eyes. I really, really like this for setting under my eyes. It's very smoothing. This, along with the Charlotte Tilbury, is so soft and finely milled that it almost feels creamy, and it definitely feels silky. And that's the thing that the Charlotte Tilbury and the number 7 really have in common. It's that silky, almost creamy feeling powder, and I just love that, and it's really beautiful under the eyes. However, it is beautiful all over the face as well. I have it on my face and under my eyes today, and this one retails for $12.99, and they have 4 shades. Still not great, but it is a translucent powder, whereas I think the Charlotte Tilbury has a little bit more coverage in it. This is translucent, but they do have 4 shades, and because it's translucent, it's a lot more forgiving and quite a bit more inclusive than 3 shades from Charlotte. So I do highly recommend this, whether you were interested in the Charlotte Tilbury or not. If you have aging skin, I mean, we all do, but if you're a woman of a certain age, highly recommend. The next product is super exciting, and it also happens to be a blush, and the blush I've been lusting after and had in my wish list, at Sephora for quite a while. swatched it when I was in store, but it's the Patrick Ta Monochrome Moment Velvet Blush in the shade She's Passionate. It's described as a soft pink, but it looks quite watermelon-y, strawberry, like it looks fruity to me. And this one retails for $32, which is nothing to sneeze at. So the one that, I mean, I looked at my single blushes and I was like, no, I have nothing. That's why it's on my wish list. But then I looked at my face palettes. I had almost forgotten about this one. This is the Juvia's Place Saharan Blush Palette Volume 2. And the shade that I'm talking about is this one right here called Lena. Now, I wouldn't say that this is a perfect dupe. Definitely can't tell you if it's a formula dupe because I don't own that one. But I think this definitely will serve the purpose. I don't know if I said it. The shade is Lena, and I think the swatch will show you how similar I think it is to the Patrick Ta blush. And it isn't the formula that I'm after. Yes, I'm curious about the formula and I would love to review the product on my channel, but what really struck my fancy was the color and the fact that I don't have a color like that in my collection, but I do. So this blush palette is $18, which is about half of the cost of the one Patrick Ta blush, and you get 5 other blush. You get a total of 6 in here. These are stunning blushes and they are really unique shades, which I think is why I almost forgot this one. So I'm really excited. I love this color and I want to use it on my cheeks very soon. I'm still curious about the Patrick Ta, the formula. Overall, I'm curious about the brand, but curiosity is not a good enough reason for me to spend my money, especially right now when most of us are trying not to, myself included. I'm on an unofficial temporary no buy. Number 4 for me is the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer. The shade that I was interested in is the Butter Biscuit, which is said to be for fair to light skin tones, and the cost is $32. So I think, you know, partially the reason I'm curious about this is, other than gloss, I haven't tried anything from Fenty Beauty, but also I like the idea of this being in a compact where I can take a very dirty beauty sponge and just tap into the compact and apply it on my face. Sounds a lot quicker than some cream bronzers can be, just having it in a pan right there. But the convenience, the curiosity, all of that is not enough for me to buy it because I have 2 products that essentially dupe this out. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. This is for fair to medium skin tones. Looks like this. This is the bronzer slash contour that I'm wearing today, and it's absolutely stunning. Not quite as easy, I would say, as dipping your sponge into a compact and applying it that way. You kind of have to apply this and da-da-da-da, and maybe push some more out. But I'm not going anywhere these days, are you? And this one, while it's more expensive at $38, I already own it. And then the other product that I don't use as much as I thought I was going to, and maybe because I don't love it as much as I thought I was going to, is the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer Stick, matte bronzer stick. Always makes me wonder if at some point they're gonna come out with a luminous one like they did with their Blur Stick. But again, this, you know, this product fits the bill. It is a cream bronzer, 100%. I can take my sponge and pick it up off of the stick and apply it that way. I don't know why I don't. And I have great intentions to use this a lot more come this warmer weather that's setting in here in northern Colorado. So I don't need the Fenty one, but you know, that's a case of I'm just curious about it. I'd like to review it. It's new. There's hype. Blah, 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 blah. That being said, there is a Fenty blush that I was not able to dupe in the new cream formula. It's called Strawberry Drip, and I do not have that color in my collection, so it's still on my wish list. Just saying. And then last but not least, this also falls into the category of curiosity, but it also falls into, you know, something that I don't possess in my collection, so to speak. But I do, kind of. And here's what it is. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo in the shade Medium Brown for $23. And it's brow powder. I mean, people fill in their brows with eyeshadow, right? I have a lot of eyeshadow. So for me, the shades that I found that I felt like kind of duped out this product, as well as they are in the same place, is from my MAC Art Library Nude Model palette. And basically it's these 3 shades down here. I think today I did a little filling in. I also used pencil, but I did a little filling in with these 2 shades here. The colors are, the shades, Mylanta, Sandstone, Espresso, and Dance in the Dark. So if I really want to mess around with a powder brow situation, I can just reach for this one and call it a day. And to be honest, I don't know. Maybe it would be quicker than a pencil, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to say. So that's it. I do want to mention that I did try to dupe a few eyeshadow palettes off of my wish list. I think I only have 3 on there right now. One of them was the Biba palette, and I absolutely have those colors. Don't need it at all. I just loved Natasha Danone. But you know, I didn't have any one palette or 2 palettes that I could put together that pretty much covered or, you know, gave the same vibes as the Biba palette, but I know I have those shades in my collection. And then the other one is the Natasha Denona Mini Glam palette. I probably have those shades too, but I don't care. I'm really into small quads and quints right now. I love grabbing them in a hurry. They take the guesswork out of makeup that needs to be done faster than when I'm getting ready to film. So I just wanted to make mention of that. I did try to dupe some eyeshadow palettes, but I wasn't able to. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know a lot of you really enjoyed my Ulta version to this video. If you have any other ideas for videos or wish lists that you would want to see me dupe out, like single ColourPop shadows or maybe Makeup Geek shadows or anything like that, let me know down below. I'm always down to hear you guys' video suggestions and ideas because you guys are the best. You watch a lot of YouTube and you have a lot of great ideas, so keep those ideas coming. I hope you are staying safe and well right now in this pandemic and stay-at-home situation. I hope you're being kind to others, but most of all, taking care of yourself. And I hope if you're wearing makeup right now, and I hope you are, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful, duped out from your wish list of makeup days. I try. And I will see you in my next video soon.